have you join us on Africa News 24 TV for news and Hello there, we're glad to have you join us on African News 24 TV for news and updates on events happening around the world. I am Praise ADELEKE. Let's take the headlines. Gunmen unleash mayhem in parts of northern Nigeria, killing, abducting, traumatizing locals. Police foil planned attack by gunmen in Abuja, neutralized 3 suspects. Northern governors meet to discuss security situations in the region. And now to the news. We'll begin with the wake of attack in the new week as gunmen woke the nation with yet more attacks. This is as residents have continued to lament over a brutal surge in violence as the assailants struck in multiple locations across different parts of the northern region. In KOGI State, at a church in Ijigba, Yagba West, gunmen stormed during worship, abducting the pastor, his wife, and several worshippers, sending the congregation fleeing for their lives. In Kanu's border community of Yakameya village, the attackers killed a woman and kidnapped 3 other women. In SOKOTO Chacho village in Wano local government area, a bride, her bridesmaid, and many guests preparing for a looming wedding were seized. Meanwhile, in KWARA State, a traditional ruler, Alhaji Kamilu Salami, was kidnapped from his farm, and his abductors are demanding a ransom of 150 million naira for his release. The wave of attack has widened fear across communities already traumatized by recent recurrent raids. In Kogi's Ejigba community, villagers describe panic and chaos as gunshots rang out. Local authorities say security agencies have since intensified manhunt operations with a vow to rescue the abducted alive. In Kanu, the killing and kidnappings have drawn public condemnation and renewed pressure on security agencies, including from political leaders, to act swiftly. In Sokoto and KWARA, residents wait anxiously as families plead for safe returns of their loved ones, many still unaware of the fate of these token. There are indications that the abducted traditional ruler from the Ojibara of in local government area of KWARA State have regained his freedom. Credible sources claim that the traditional ruler and 6 other abducted victims escaped from the kidnappers' den hours after the abduction. The source, who seeks anonymity, says the freedom came after the counter-attack on gunmen by vigilantes who combed the forest. However, all freed victims are yet to arrive at the community. The gunmen had demanded 150 million naira as ransom on the traditional ruler who was abducted on his farm over the weekend. As part of efforts at containing insecurity, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command says it has forwarded a planned attack on the community in the FCT, killing 3 of the gunmen and recovering arms in a coordinated operation. In a statement by the spokesperson of the police, Josephine Ade, the command said the breakthrough followed recent kidnapping incidents in Ako community, Dukpa, Gwagwalada, and Boari, prompting the Commissioner of Police to direct intensified operations against the syndicates behind the attacks. Acting on fresh intelligence, operatives on November 30 arrested a wanted kidnap and robbery suspect, Sani Mohammed Umar, also known as Boko, and recovered his phone believed to be used for coordinating attacks. The police spokesperson said the anti-kidnapping unit advanced into the area and laid an ambush for the gunmen, 3 whom were killed after a gun battle that lasted 30 minutes, with some who escaped having gunshot wounds. The Commissioner of Police has urged residents to remain vigilant and continue providing timely intelligence to secure agencies. While the police are working, the political class is also making efforts. Governors of the 19 northern states are meeting in Kaduna to address the resurgence of kidnapping, banditry, and other security challenges in the region. The emergency meeting on Monday at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, Kaduna, is focused on strategies to tackle the rising insecurity across northern Nigeria. Among the governors present are Uba Sani, Kaduna, Abubakar Sani Bako, Niger, Inuwa Yahaya, Gombe, Umar Namadi, Jigawa, Dauda Lawal, Zamfara, Mai Mala Buni, Yobe, Nasia Idris, Kebbi, Hamadu Finitri, Adamawa, and Abdullahi Sule, Nasarawa, while others are represented by their deputies. Traditional rulers, including the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Said Abubakar III, are also attending the meeting. Still on the north, ABIA State Governor Alex Oti has assured detained IPOB leader NNAMDI Kanu that he's committed to securing his release following a private visit to him at the SOKOTO Correctional Facility. The visit has renewed public interest in the long-running detention and legal battle surrounding Kanu. During the meeting, Governor Oti reportedly expressed concerns over Kanu's continued detention despite past court rulings ordering his release. He hinted that discussions are already ongoing with federal authorities and legal actors, stressing that resolving the issue is vital for peace and stability in the southeast. Kanu has been in custody since June 2021 and faces charges bordering on treasonable felony. While human rights groups argue his detention violates court orders, the federal government maintains that national security consideration must guide any decision on his release. There are pointers that the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, may not be seeking a second term in office under the flag of the People's Democratic Party. This is according to the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party, which blames the developments on the unresolved internal disputes within the PDP. In a press briefing in Osogbo, State PDP Chairman Sunday BC said the leadership crisis at the national level has stalled the Congresses required to conduct a valid primary, forcing the cancellation of state-scheduled December 2nd primary. BC added that unless the crisis is resolved before the Independent National Electoral Commission's deadline for candidate submission, the governor might opt out of the PDP ticket. This development marks a sharp turn as earlier in 2025, Adeleke had repeatedly denied any plans to defect or abandon the PDP, dismissing rumors as fake news and reaffirming his commitment to the party. Away from politics, some women leaders are renewing calls for greater female representation in governance. They highlight the need for stronger voices, fairer inclusion, and a leadership culture that reflects the contribution and capabilities of women across the country. We bring you more on this report. on a short break. When we return, we will tell you how much liters of petrol the Dangote refinery promised to make available this December. That's on business. Please join us. Welcome back. Dangote Refinery has announced plans to supply 50 million liters of petrol daily and 1.5 billion liters of premium motor spirit monthly, with the volume expected to rise to 1.7 billion liters per month, about 57 million liters daily from February 2026. In a letter to the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, CEO David Barrett said the refinery is ready to meet the country's domestic fuel needs and urged regulators to deploy officials on site from December 1st to verify and publish its daily production and stock levels. The company smooth clearance of crude, feedstock and finished products, citing frequent vessel clearance delays that increase operational costs. The pledge comes amid persistent supply challenges in the downstream sector. And on the foreign scene, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on Sunday dismissed U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to bar Pretoria for next year's G20 summit, insisting the country's position within the global forum remains secure. Speaking during a State of National address, Ramaphosa emphasized that South Africa is a founding member of the G20 and commitment to participating as a full, active and constructive member. His comment followed Washington's boycott of the November 22nd to 23rd summit, during which Trump repeated wildly debunked claims that South Africa's black-led government persecutes its white minority. Trump had alleged that South Africa refused to properly hand over the rotating G20 presidency at the Johannesburg meeting, saying the country would therefore not be invited to the 2026 summit scheduled to hold in Florida. Ramaphosa also condemned as blatant misinformation Trump's assertions that South Africa is committing genocide against Afrikaners or seizing land from white citizens, claims repeatedly dismissed by independent observers. Despite the diplomat tensions, Ramaphosa noted that U.S. companies, policy groups, and civil society organizations were actively engaged in G20-related programs hosting in Johannesburg. Still in Africa, Cameroonian opposition leader EKANE has died in detention. His sister, Marianne Simon EKANE, confirmed the death in a Facebook post today. EKANE, leader of the African Movement for New Independence and Democracy Party, was arrested on October 24, 2025, following post-election demonstrations in what his party described as a kidnapping by Cameroonian soldiers. The 74-year-old leader was being held on charges of hostility against the state, incitement to revolt, and calls for insurrection accusations he denied. His death in detention could heighten tensions in the Central African nation, where security forces killed 48 civilians as they responded to protests against the re-election of President Paul Biya, the world's oldest ruler at 92, who has led his country since 1982. EKANE's lawyer, Ngona Ulrich, said the Cameroonian opposition leader was barely able to speak during a visit just days before his death. welcome to sports. Arsenal's visit to Stamford Bridge ended in a hard-fought 1-1 draw against Chelsea on Sunday in a fiercely contested London derby, despite Chelsea's being reduced to 10 men early in the match. The crunch came in the 38th minute when Chelsea midfielder was shown a red card after a VAR review upgraded in his thoughts challenge on Arsenal's Michael. Remarkably, Chelsea struck first shortly after the break. In the 48th minute, Trevor rose highest to nod in a corner from Captain Reece James, giving the host a shock lead despite their numerical disadvantage. Arsenal responded 11 minutes later. Bukayo Saka's cross found Merino, who powered a close-range header past Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez to level the score in the 59th minute. The remainder of the match saw Arsenal press for a winner and Chelsea held firm defensively, but despite late pressure, neither side could find a decisive goal. The result leaves Arsenal top of the Premier League with 30 points, while Chelsea sits third on 24. And now Atlanta maintained its strong form with a confident 2-0 victory over Fiorentina on Sunday at the New Balance Arena, thanks to the goal from Ademola Lookman and Odilon. Fiorentina created the first clear chance of the match in the 4th minute, but were denied by goalkeeper Marco. Atlanta gradually took control and broke the deadlock in the 41st minute when Kosonua called a shot in the top corner after connecting with a pass from Charles. Atlanta doubled their lead 6 minutes into the second half. Following a corner, the ball fell kindly in the box and Lookman reacted quickly to fire into the roof of the net, continuing his fine scoring form after netting a midweek European game. The hosts kept firm control of the remainder of the match, limiting Florential chances and holding on for a comfortable win. The result extends Atlanta's momentum following recent positive performance, while Florential's poor league run continues. And now let's take some entertainment stories. It's a remarkable moment for African cinemas as British-Nigeria filmmaker Akinola Davies has clinched the Best Director Award for the 28th British Independent Film Award for his debut feature, My Father's Shadow. The win has been greeted with excitement across the global film community, marking a powerful milestone for homegrown African storytelling on the stage. My Father's Shadow dominated this year's BIFA nomination with 12 nods, reinforcing its status as one of the standout films of 2025. The latest recognition adds to an extraordinary run for the film, which earlier made history as the first Nigerian film ever included in the official selection of the Cannes Film Festival, earning a prestigious camera special mention. With Davies already named among the 2025 Breakthrough Talent and now a Breakthrough Director nominee at the upcoming Gotham Award, industry watcher says that the filmmaker is on a meteoric rise. As My Father's Shadows continue to earn global attention, the big question now is how far this momentum will carry and how it might shape the next chapter for African cinema on the international front. That's the news at this hour. Thank you for staying tuned. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms and please check our website at africanews24.ng to stay informed and ahead. Bye for now.